Congratulations, you has found this horror film again, which once terrified I. It is called Scumbag. He hears the village elders say that one must not be a scumbag, especially the kind who cheats. Otherwise, his fate will be like this man's, he becomes a eunuch. A beautiful young girl, why does she commit such a cruel act? Everything starts a few days ago. There are two brothers who run this self-media account. They have run it for 1 year and gained fewer than 20 fans. This makes the two brothers very worried. Just then, the two men think of a solution. If this fails, they should change their niche. What is their idea? They decide to explore haunted houses. This will definitely make them popular. As everyone knows, supernatural and horror content in the short video field always easily arouses the audience's curiosity and thus gains high viewership. If they also film this type of video and do related live streams, after publishing it, they will definitely gain followers quickly. Afterwards, the two people find a book. It is called a compendium of scary places. They look for the scariest local place. Finally, after a long search, they eventually chose an abandoned university campus in 1951. Reportedly, a woman previously fell here. The time comes to evening. The two people arrive at the abandoned campus. First, they record an opening segment outside. The one recording is the older brother. After finishing the recording, the older brother suggests going inside to film. At this time, when the younger brother hears about going inside, he gets a bit scared. The older brother sees the younger brother chicken out and is very angry. He says the younger brother is a coward. Where is that courage from before going? Why does he chicken out upon arrival? Anyway, under the older brother's scolding, plus the temptation of traffic and promising a lot, the younger brother finally chooses to go film and not leave. After the two people go inside, they clearly feel something is wrong. As the older brother walks, he suddenly stops. He asks the younger brother if he hears it. The younger brother nods and says he hears it. What they did not expect is this. It turns out the most cowardly one is actually the older brother. That burst of courage from just now instantly disappears. He suggests leaving. He even curses others as cowards. Since the older brother is scared, the second older brother gives him courage. He tells him not to be afraid and says he is there. Strange sounds unexpectedly come from upstairs. That definitely has a highlight. T is either a ghost or a supernatural phenomenon, and if this is filmed and posted, it will definitely go viral. Finally, under the second older brother's persuasion, the older brother chooses to go upstairs with him. They are not going back. After the two men come up, they follow the sound and walk forward in the pitch-black corridor. They want to find where the sound source is. To be honest, this sound really sounds a bit disturbing. Finally, the two men confirm the sound is coming from the room in front. It is emitted by a broken radio, and looking at its condition, it logically has been broken for some days. Strangely, he wonders how the sound is made. The two men are wondering. The nearby door suddenly closes. Oh, no. This scares the two men. Afterward, they quickly step forward, wanting to open the door. Immediately after, 2 more wine bottles roll over from the side. This frightens the two men. They refuse to stay any longer. Finally, they successfully open the door. At this moment, a woman stands at the doorway. The woman's name is Now. She is a fellow student from their school. The two brothers look confused. They wonder how Now knows they are here. Now explains. She has been watching the two brothers live stream since early morning. She considers herself an old fan of theirs, a loyal fan. She came here after watching the video they posted. The second older brother sees that she is a fan who supports them. He is extremely happy. Then Now asks the two brothers why they were screaming earlier. The second older brother says it is for show and not to take it seriously. Actually, the second older brother does not dare to say that he is scared. He fears losing face in front of the beautiful woman. That is why he says it is for show. Afterward, Now proposes to also join their team. The two men see a beautiful woman has arrived and immediately agree to let her join. The next morning arrives. The second older brother opens his phone. He exclaims that the notifications have blown up with 99+, and the video has gone viral. Their efforts are not in vain. Anyway, this makes the two brothers quite excited. As the saying goes, popularity brings trouble. Their group makes almost everyone in the school know about them. Among them, 4 people also form a small group. From left to right, the one sitting on the table, looking quite arrogant, is Nan. Next to him is the one with glasses. The other 2 women are Priwa and Joyce, respectively. The group thinks what they filmed is dog shit and extremely boring. They do not understand why so many people still watch it. Afterward, Priya and Joyce go to the restroom. Just at this moment, the one with glasses comes to Nan's side. He asks him which beautiful woman he is interested in again, looking so engrossed. He asks Nan who he is interested in, and Nan replies now. He was captivated by her beauty. The scumbag mentioned earlier is him. Because Priya is his current girlfriend. This guy is ruthless. He dates multiple women. But Priya dares not break up with him, nor does she dare to accuse him. Why? Because this guy is the principal's son. That is why he is so arrogant. Everyone else sits on chairs. He sits on the table. Meanwhile, the other girl and Joyce gossip about Now in the restroom. They say she is very scheming. She seduces other men. Anyway, they say bad things about her. As they are talking, Now suddenly walks in. At this moment, a bad idea forms in their minds. They pick up their phones. They secretly go to the stall Now is using. They plan to take inappropriate photos of her. But just then, the door suddenly moves. Then the two girls step forward. When they look, no one is inside. Oh my god. Then Now suddenly appears behind them. Now curiously asks the two what is wrong and if they need help. However, the two immediately insult Now. And Priya also warns Now to stay away from her boyfriend Nan. Otherwise, things will not go well for her. Seeing this, Now maliciously tells her that her boyfriend is now hers. She must win him over. She says she has said enough and tells her to keep an eye on her boyfriend. The time comes to evening. Nan hosts a party at his house and also invites someone. It is Now. Nan is seen holding Nao's hand and walking into the house. Priya coincidentally sees this scene. She does not dare to do anything as she cannot provoke the principal's son. Next, Nan personally teaches Now how to play billiards. The two are being affectionate with each other. It is too sweet. Priya thinks that when she was with Nan, he was never this intimate with her. This makes Priya furious. At this moment, Priya wishes she could kill Now. Now and Nan get tired of playing billiards. They wonder what to do next. Now wants them to be willing to do something interesting together. Nan asks where they can go to do something interesting. Now tells him to follow and he will find out. Now plans to take Nan to an abandoned school. She already spoke with her older brothers beforehand, asking them to pretend to be ghosts to scare Nan. Soon, the two arrive at the location and exit the car. Meanwhile, Priya notices Nan and Now are missing and becomes anxious. Then, Glasses arrives. Glasses knows where they went, so he drives Priya and Joyce there. When they arrive, they see Nan's car, confirming it is indeed his. They wonder why Nan and Now came to such a creepy place. After they walk inside, they feel quite timid. They follow footprints to find Nan and Now. As they enter a room, the door suddenly closes. This frightens the three of them. Immediately after, they see a woman in red clothes by the window. The group completely panics and wants to leave. The older brother then appears again and knocks them out one by one with a stick. This is also what Now makes the two brothers do. After the four people wake up, they discover they are tied up. Next, Now walks out holding a camera. Nan warns her, telling her to release them all. At this moment, Now does not care about these things. This is because her purpose in tying the four people up is to avenge her dead older sister. What is going on? It turns out the person who died here back then is her own older sister. Her older sister's death is not a suicide, but a murder. These four people are exactly the ones who killed her older sister. What happens back then? Nan actively pursues Nao's older sister. Nao's older sister, seeing Nan is quite sincere. The two become a couple. However, the good times do not last long. One day, Nan unexpectedly took candid photos of her sister Nao's private moments and posted them directly online. The video instantly goes viral, making the older sister the subject of gossip at school. She suffers a great emotional blow. The distraught older sister wants to confront Nan, asking why he secretly filmed her and also posted it online. Nan gives a very foolish reason and flippantly states that he was just playing around. Afterward, he approaches the older sister and gives her a check, hoping to resolve the matter with Moan. The older sister sees his terrible attitude and becomes completely enraged. She pulls out a knife she prepared earlier, wanting to strike Nan. However, he has many people with him. She cannot possibly win. Afterward, several people work together to hold her down and accidentally use too much force, silencing her. Then, the group comes up with a plan to throw Now down, to fake her fell. Now is heartbroken after losing her older sister. One day, she comes to the place where her older sister fell and coincidentally sees her older sister's ghost. She states that she will personally avenge her older sister. So, everything is planned by Now. The two brothers are also used. Seeing Now wanting to stab someone with a knife, the two brothers are stunned. The second older brother steps forward and asks if she is serious. Now without hesitation directly neutralizes the second older brother. Seeing this, the younger brother didn't dare act rashly. He becomes obedient. Now, with eyes red with anger, finally settled everything for everyone. This includes his younger brother. She finally pours gasoline and conceals the bodies. After that, she again takes the camera and goes to Sabri to surrender. It is now already midnight. Sabri asks her how many people she killed. Now says 7. Sabri says that is not right, as the forensic doctor says only 6 bodies were found at the scene. Who is the 7th person? At this moment, Sabri subconsciously feels some unease. Then he looks again and now has disappeared. She runs behind him and says to him that the 7th person is naturally him. The movie ends here. How is this story? I feels it is a bit cliché, just a simple revenge theme. This show also has 3 stories. I roughly looks at these 3 stories. I personally feels they are better than the previous 2 stories. Says goodbye until next time.